さあ行こうかワン、ツー。
B.LEAGUE action comes your way here this Sunday evening as Osaka EVESSA faces once again Kyoto HANNARYZ. These two squads faced each other yesterday, and Kyoto getting the best of Osaka, winning 71-64. So as far as Osaka is concerned, they need to be able to come back. They want to be able to avenge that loss. As we welcome you to the Okini Arena Maishima, our venue here today for the past 2 days actually of this matchup between these two squads. And these two squads have struggled so far this season. Osaka EVESSA at 15-23. Kyoto HANNARYZ doing even worse at 10-28. And that's why yesterday was a big victory as far as Kyoto was concerned. Let's take a look at the team standings, and you can see just exactly what I'm talking about. Well, both these teams with a lot of catching up to do, still a lot of games. There you can see this Western Conference matchup, which is led, of course, by Nagasaki with a 32-6 record. So essentially, if you look at it, Osaka out of it together with Kyoto. But again, for these fans, they want to be able to see their team play. They want to be able to see their team come up with as many victories as possible. And again, mathematically, it still is. As we take a look at the lineup here of Osaka, led of course by number 1 Ray Parks Jr. They have number 5 Matt Bonds. They also have number 11, who's actually not in the lineup. That's Ryan Luther. So he's out with an injury. But of course they have Volodymyr Herun, number 52, also in their lineup, but not in the lineup today. There was actually a time they also had Josh Smith, who's number 34, who's now plying his trade with another squad. That's why they have Neesmith joining them. We're going to talk about him in just a little bit. Number 23, Cyril Nesmith II. As we switch over to the other side, the lineup here of Coach Tsutomu Isa. Of course, they've got number 10, Charles Jackson. Number 11, Chahales Chapscott is also not here. Again, a lot of injuries, really, for all these squads. Caloario is back in the lineup here. That's Angelo, number 32 from the United States. They also still have Jordan Heath, number 35. And number 39, who you saw on your screens a while ago, that's Alex Hall. Our key player matchup, as we take a look at the graphic there on your screens. We've got number 31. That's Makoto Kinoshita. And on the right, the aforementioned Alex Hall, who stands 6'3", 26 years old. Not necessarily facing each other head to head, but Let's see what transpires as we take a look at Hiroki Fujita, coach on one end, the coach of Osaka. And on the other, it's Tsutomu Isa. There you can see the comparative stats of these two squads. As we mentioned, a lot of injuries here for all these squads. There's Jordan Heath. He's in good shape. He's in good condition. He's good to go. Charles Jackson was there as well. But nice to see Angelo Caloario back. But there are some new faces as far as Osaka is concerned. Familiar faces, Matt Bonds, of course. But Ryan Luther was a dead shot from the outside. And he's one of, there he is on your screens right now, right beside Volodymyr Perun. And unfortunately, both of them are relegated to the sidelines here, at least for the time being. Now we got the introduction of the squads who are facing each other. And that was the starting five for Kyoto. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from yesterday's affair. Perfect pass there from Suzuki. There's another steal here. And finishing in traffic, number 7, Kaisei Takahashi. Nice pass forward. A lot of easy layups here for both these squads. Takahashi once again, nice fake. This game is going to be played at such a quick pace, as these are the numbers from yesterday's affair. Both teams with a lot of turnovers, 21 here for Kyoto, 16 for Osaka. Some of the other comparative numbers are just about even. Here we got the introduction of Osaka EVESSA. There are 3 officials for today's affair. We got referee Ono, referee Uchida, and referee Harada. Starting lineups once again for both these squads. They were announced earlier. We'll go through them once again. We got Parks, Bonds, Takahashi, Takeuchi, and Goda. For the visitors, we've got Ogawa, Maeta, Paluario, Heath, and Hall. There's another one of the two Takeuchi brothers. Joji Takeuchi, still playing at 48 years old. Ray Parks says he's good to go. Everybody's good to go. Looking at the lineup of Kyoto HANNARYZ as we take a look at Coach Hiroki Fujita and Tsutomu Isa. We've got Ira Brown in the lineup here for Kyoto. There's Coach Fujita. So adding a little bit more depth to their lineup. Here goes the countdown for the tip-off.
4, 3, 2, 1, tip-off!
And we are off. We go to Heath. No double sent, and a foul's going to be called here quickly. Foul on Ray Goda. Ray cleared with a push there. Exactly what you want to begin the ball game. Big foul. Almost a steal. Heath will launch from deep. That rims out. Parks with his first board of the game. Osaka with their first possession. Takahashi trying to use his speed. Can't get away from Angelo. Bonds, quick release. Open three. A little bit too strong. Nice rebound by Jordan. Both squads getting a shot off, but none of them dropping early. They like to swing that ball around. Kyoto does. They go inside. Angelo moving well without the basketball, and they found him. It's Kyoto up 2-0. Parks. He gets doubled, and that'll be a quick foul. So going to be one foul each. Sogawa commits that one. Sticking a little bit too close. Well, he reached in, and Parks was making his move. Clearly a foul. Parks trying to make his move. Puts up a floater and hits. Nice incursion to the basket there by Ray Parks. That's good pressure there from Takahashi, forcing the turnover. Turnover number 1 for Kyoto. Ooh, that was really close. But nonetheless, he was really forced towards that sideline. Takahashi did his job. Bonds gives it up to Parks. Parks will put up a 3. That rims out. Nobody went for the rebound there. Jordan Heath was just looking. Parks says, let me be active. Nice look inside. Stolen. Counter steal. Bonds almost lost it. Regains his footing, and it's now 4-2 for Osaka. Steal, and then a quick counter steal there. Release pass. Ooh, that's a quick shot. That can be recovered. It's picked up here by Osaka. At the point now, Parks. They go to the wing. Open 3. Just short. Matt Bonds just couldn't hang on to that one. He almost had the offensive rebound and an easy putback. 4-2 still our tally. Very early in this ball game. Parks with a steal. And he gets denied there by Jordan. Foul, stopping the action. Watch his last piece. Takahashi wanted to make sure he knew that Parks was still in the backcourt. You don't want to have a one-man down situation. Relentless pressure by Takahashi. Forcing another turnover, it seems. Boy, Ogawa having it really tough here. And they're gonna say he stepped on the sideline once again. Oh wow, they're gonna have an early review here. They were gonna give the possession to Osaka. Okay, I have questioned a lot of challenges in the past. This one very difficult not to question the challenge. Very early in the ball game. Not even 3 minutes gone. And it's not a big lead. Well, they're going to win this challenge. There's no question about that. But the thing is, at that particular stage, do you want to use your challenge? That's clearly off Takahashi. No question. The moment I saw that, I knew it was going to be a mistake. It should have been ball here for Kyoto. But again, not quite sure you want to use your challenge here. They're going to win this challenge. They're going to get possession back. But look at the scoreline. Still 7:25 to go here in the first quarter. And Osaka just leading by 2 at 4-2. They're going to correct their call. There you go. That's expected. But what's highly unexpected was that early challenge here. Well, sometimes coaches, and I think Coach Isa there wanted to just send a message that, look, every possession to us is crucial. So every possession we need you, the referees, to be at the top of your game. But he's out of challenges here for the rest of this contest. Angelo. Cleanest of handoffs. Ogawa will lose it once again. There's a counter steal though. Oh, that's not a good foul. They're gonna give 3 free throws off that Takahashi foul. Heads up play there from Angelo. Watch it here. They got the steal. He handed it off to Bonds, but Matt wasn't ready. Well, Takahashi was just trying to stop the play once again with that second personal foul of his, but a heads-up play here for Angelo, and now he's on the line for 3 free throws. Makes the first. Second will drop. One more to break this standoff. Promptly makes all 3. 1 point lead here now for the visitors, who won yesterday's affair 71-64. Backup point guard, the veteran Tatsuya Suzuki, the 34-year-old, is now on the floor. That's a lot of experience. Not to mention, still a lot of speed and great shooting. There's his first attempt. Rims out. So he's one man, you cannot leave that wide open. Here's Angelo once again. Sets a piece. Gets it right back. Angelo, a little bit too strong. He just stays with it, but it doesn't drop. Parks with his second rebound. Trying to push it forward. Gets it to Bonds. Back to Parks. Sparks will put it back out. Nice patience shown here by Osaka. Knowing that every possession counts. In and up and under move. Now 1 point lead. First basket in the game for Matt Bonds. Nice movement once again being shown here by the visitors. A battle inside. There was contact there. And Hall says, I could have gotten that rebound. So first personal foul going to be called on Hall. He's one of those players that brings a lot of energy to his squad. Alex Hall, 26 years old, standing 6'3". He'll hit the bench for the time being as number 16, Ryonosuke Watanabe, is on the floor. Joji in the game as well. Suzuki with a floater. Look at that. Swishing that one through. A chance of defense. 3-point lead by Osaka at 8-5. Deep three, no. Angelo gets there. Angelo's been all over the place, doing practically everything for his squad. Even an assist there to Heath. He's filling in the stat sheets, Angelo is. Got 5 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 dime. 3, no. Long rebound. Nice transition defense shown here by Osaka. Trying to protect that 1 point lead. They try to go inside. Angelo inside! He found the mismatch up against a much smaller Suzuki. Not to mention the fact that Heath found him. Ray Goda comes in. A little bit too late though. Second foul now on Ray Goda. And Osaka in the penalty with still 4:43 to be played. Ayato Maki is in, number 88. Seiga Sakamoto is also in the ball game. Hayato Maki and Seiga Sakamoto, one of the tougher 3-and-D individuals you'll find here in the B-League. Here comes the first entry of Cyril Neesmith. So they've gone through a couple of imports, including Josh Smith. Forcing the issue inside, no. Another rebound by Heath. Short there. Bonds blocks that rebound. Up against 4 individuals. Gets it to Hayato. Hayato didn't want to challenge. That was Jordan Heath, one of the league's leading blockers. Sakamoto. Sakamoto to the wing. 3. Yes! That is going to start opening up the floor if Uematsu can continue to hit from deep. All is back on the floor. Aluario. Not the prettiest player to look at, but he gets the job done. Oh, a nice rebound there. One-handed board by Cyril. They go to Neesmith. Neesmith there does a little bump. And he led to the line for 2 shots. Neesmith the second. That foul is going to be called on Satoru Maeda. His first third-team foul. Here comes Ira Brown, the veteran. This guy can still play. Neesmith makes the first. Three minutes, 20 seconds to go. Still here in the first. Two good rolls for Neesmith. And the lead's back up to 3. That's the biggest lead they've had so far. Actually, the biggest lead by either squad. Attacking in the interior. The flip goes through. Nice basket there from Maeda. That's his first basket, but he's in primarily for defense against the opposing imports. Sakamoto. And get inside. That's a poor pass. Should have been a turnover. It was given to the wrong individual. Just knocked off Angelo. Bonds had to force that one up. Battle for the rebound. And coming away with is Brown. And a run. There are no numbers. Had to go through the reset. Angelo. Extra pass. Well, he was looking to make the pass. He felt the contact. Heard the whistle and threw it up. Another heads-up play here by Angelo. Watch it. That's a very nice cut by his teammate. And he could have actually just given it off. Wise to hold on to that as Neesmith picks up his first personal. Furukawa is in for the first time. Another one of those veterans. Takoshi Furukawa, the 38-year-old. Angelo, his first miss from the free throw line. He's now 1 out of 4. Still, it's a 1-point lead for his squad. Bonds. He's actually not yet rested here. Jumper will work. That's Hayato Maki. No pressure in the backcourt as we breach the 2-minute mark. Charles Jackson in the ball game for the first time. Nice spin. And an easy basket there. The way they swung that from right to left. And nothing but the bottom of the net there for Ogawa. 2-point lead by the visitors. Floater. Tap. Goes to Angelo. That's a dangerous pass. Bonds almost got to it. Ogawa now will set. Goes to Jackson. Let's see if he'll try to challenge. Remember, Neesmith already with 1 foul. Nice find. Another 3. Yes! Defense not able to rotate quickly. And Ogawa hits his second 3 of the quarter. Back to the ball game here. Just a little over a minute and change in the first period. 5-point lead, biggest lead in the contest for either squad. And it's Kyoto with the advantage. Trying to power his way inside. Neesmith comes up short. Parks gets to it. Almost lost it, but he got fouled in the process. And that foul from Kyoto will put them in the penalty as well. That was a foul from Furukawa. That was clear. Oh, they're going to give free throws here to Parks. And he was explaining to Furukawa, I was on my way for the shot. Furukawa can't believe it. Neither can the fans of Kyoto. But Ray on the line now here. That's a heads-up play. Just misfires a little bit on that free throw though. One for two from the line. Cuts the lead down to 4. Offensive foul going to be called there. That was a very late call. Might have been the right call, but it was extremely late. Let's see if we can see that on the replay. There's a shove. And he was on his way to taking that shot before they blew the whistle. Talk about delayed reaction, but still they got it right. Would have cut it down to just 2. Difference for about 3 seconds from both clocks. No fouls to give here for Suzuki and company. Ogawa to the wing. Ogawa with a jumper. That would have been another 3. That's a smart play by Parks. Even if he wasn't able to call that at board, there might have been an offensive rebound there from Ira Brown. Again, they changed the call. So it's Kyoto ball. Furukawa with a jumper. That's his specialty. Usually makes that shot. Didn't that time, but the quarter ends. And so far, so good here for the visitors as they lead by 4, 20-16. Quick reply here to start the second quarter. And another reply there on the other end. Brings the lead back up to 5. Is it going to be another 3? Yes, it is. What a tremendous start here to the second quarter. Everybody making everything. Furukawa with the jumper. It still drops. Both teams at 100%. What a pace to begin the second. Here's Parks. Takeuchi to the wing. Another 3. Why not? 5 straight baskets. First basket there from Kinoshita. Kinoshita didn't see too much action early in this ball game, but trying to make up for lost time here. Furukawa goes inside. Jackson spins. And he hits. Nobody's missed here in the second period. 28-24. First turnover. First botched possession. And Parks there will be called for the personal foul. First personal foul by Parks. That's a decent foul. Not maybe the best of fouls because, yes, it does stop the action, but you don't want Parks picking up what they call cheap fouls. He is guarding the opposing import, and so he's going to be picking up fouls here and there. That's for certain. You don't want him picking up one such as that one there. But, nonetheless, he had to do it. Took it for the team. That foul from Kinoshita will mean 2 quick fouls here early for Osaka. Clearly grabbing onto the arm of Maeta. That's his first personal. Furukawa to the wing. Open 3. A little bit too strong. Furukawa lands in his hand. That's a nice setup. And another 3. Boy, Kyoto has not missed here in period number 2. It's now 31-24. And this is now the biggest lead in the contest. Dangerous pass, it's stolen. And another foul there by Kinoshita. That's his second. And very quickly, that's 3 team fouls. You understand what he was trying to do there, just stopping the action. But again, you're now just 1 foul away from being in the penalty. And loads of basketball still to be played here in quarter number 2. So the starting point guard's back. That's Kaisei Takahashi. As they unleash number 24, Faraz Rashid. Almost a foul there. They're lucky they didn't blow the whistle. There would have been an eternity of basketball to be played, and you in the penalty. Nice little hook there. It works for Jackson, knowing the tricks of the trade. And it's now 33-24. Bonds back in. Matt, little sidestep. Wow, he got just enough spin on that one. Watch it here. Look at the spin he put in this. Flipped it. And it grabbed onto the rim and dropped. First personal foul going to be called on Rashid. And first team foul called on Kyoto. Bonds is going to get the roll. Trying to claw back here with a three-point play. He's down by 6. Takeuchi with the steal. Bonds in the open court. Here's where he thrives. Up against 3. Oh, from the corner of his eye, he saw Takeuchi, but the pass wasn't precise. Takeuchi still quick, despite his 41 years of age. Get it in bounds, past the timeline. And a lot of time to spare here as they run through their set. Can't find Jackson inside. He had to come out of the paint. Tries to set that pick. Oh, foul's going to be called on Joji. That's going to mean 3 free throws here. Maeta has contributed already 1-3 here. Not too much contact, but nonetheless, you gotta give him enough space to land. And now Osaka in the penalty. And 3 free throws for Maeta. Try to bring this lead back up to 9. And a match their biggest lead of the contest. He's going to fail in the first. Second will drop. Two out of 3. And the lead is up at 2-8. Some pressure in the backcourt being shown here by the boys in white. And they still continue to show it. Still some high pressure. Takashita. Bonds to the wing. That's a nice stop. Blocked there from Maeta. Charles Jackson forces the issue. When he turned around, he saw he had a local on him. That's going to be the 3rd personal foul now on Kinoshita. Oh, you like the patience. Yes, confirmation. Might be a short day for Kinoshita as Maki comes in for him. Charles Jackson short in the first. Over 2, long rebound. Goes right back to Kyoto. Nice flip off the glass. No. It's saved. Goes to Jackson. Jackson throws it up. Perfect. That's a heads-up play there by the veteran. Charles Jackson knew exactly what he needed to do. When he got possession, just went up. Hayato Maki caught there with a foul. First personal on Maki. And the lead's now 10. Could be more. No, it stays at 10. Make sure that pressure once again. They're trying to break this game wide open here in the second quarter. Quite surprisingly, no Ray Parks yet. Bonds will bring it closer. No call there. Jackson held his ground. No complaints from Bonds. Coach Fujita calling out the play. Sends Neesmith back in. Bonds will rest. And still no Parks. So just one import in Neesmith. Not quite sure that's the best decision, especially now that you're down 10. Foul's going to be called in Neesmith. That's going to be number 2. Things slowly starting from bad to worse. Jackson, though, has not really found his range yet from the free throw line. And he makes it heard that, yes, now I have. Lead is at 11. One more coming the way of Charles Jackson. Long-time import here in the B-League. Make the second. Now a 12-point lead for his squad. We're going to have a little break after a few possessions here. Official timeout. First dead ball situation after the 5-minute mark. Takeuchi goes inside. We'll lose it. Picture perfect pass. Sidestepping move works. Jackson has taken over here in the final minute. And the lead is now 14 for Kyoto HANNARYZ off this stop. This perfect pass, great composure, and 1-2 step for Charles Jackson. Coming off that timeout, let's see what Coach Fujita came up with. Needing to score here in this offensive pattern, they send Matt Bonds in together with Neesmith. Mackey for 3, no. Charles clears. Well, they got the open shot. Got to make it count though, because they're still down by 14. Could be more. Neesmith Just tapping it out. Actually, a dangerous pass there by Hall. Furukawa still in the ball game. Seeing a lot of PT here. Inside to Jackson. Dangerous pass. It's stolen here. Bonds forcing the issue. Oh wow, that's going to be called an unsportsmanlike foul on Faraz. I think they might review this one. It might be downgraded. Looked like a good foul. Let's see it from this angle. This is the angle of the referees. Well, it looked like he was going for the ball. I'm not quite sure why they called it an unsportsmanlike foul, but they will review this one. Seems like they might downgrade it. Again, this could be a big call. Could easily be a 4-point, 5-point swing. A lot of time still remaining in this ball game. But Osaka cannot afford to fall behind by that much. Ooh, they're gonna say it is an unsportsmanlike foul. It'd be nice to hear the explanation of the referee there. Not quite sure why they call that an unsportsmanlike foul. He was just making sure there was no three-point play. If after the initial contact he released, that would have been an easy layup here for Matt Bonds. So trying to cash in. Osaka EVESSA will make the 2 free throws. Gets them to within 12. Now they could get to within 10 or maybe even a single-digit deficit here with a 3. Go back to Bonds. Bonds to the wing. Nice active hands there. 3-on-2 break. Furukawa will just launch. Why not? This guy's 3 is like a layup. And it's a 15-point advantage now at 44-29. Oh, that's terrific defense once again. Maeta doing it on both ends. Watch it here. Falling down. Still gets the swipe. It is off his foot. But still, that saved 2 points. Bonds can't find any space against 2 individuals. Trying to go to the wing. Furukawa into the passing lanes. Gets a steal of his own. They find Angelo. He's trying to bring it closer. Sees the mismatch. They swing it. Furukawa with the jumper, a little bit too strong. And again, they're getting the shots they want. Bonds. Foul there by Furukawa. Nice hard foul there. Just making sure there was no three-point play. That's exactly what Faraz was doing a while ago. Bonds back to the line. Here comes Kinoshita. 3 fouls in all. 3 team fouls now. Called in the visitors. But they've managed their fouls well. Bonds makes the second free throw. Here comes Parks. Game, of course, still within reach, but you feel might have been better to have Parks on the floor a little bit more, a little bit earlier. Angelo will go to Jackson. They look inside. Angelo scores. Matt Bonds just lost total sight of the basketball. Angelo now with 12 points. Neesmith inside. Forces his way through. They needed that basket. Paul says that was a travel. The second foul will be called there in Hall. Timeout's going to be called here. And out on the floor is Coach Ishak. Three-point play will cut that deficit to just 12. Under 3 minutes to be played here. Jackson has to make a quick move. Remember, Neesmith's got 2 personal fouls. That's an easy basket there for Charles. He just got to his spot. And Neesmith a little bit worried there about picking up another foul. He would have been on the bench for quite a while. He would have been on the bench practically the entire third period. Suzuki with a jumper. That was against Angelo's outstretched arms. Remember, Angelo is 6'8". Angelo, they spin it around. Maeta. Good active hands there from Suzuki, despite his diminutive size, still able to get into those passing lanes. Watch it here. Got there in the nick of time. That would have been an open 3 for Ogawa. Shot clock still at 10. A lot of time remaining. They go back to Charles. Now against Takeuchi. They waited for the double team. Angelo kicks it out. Hall had to put that one up. Boy, Ogawa getting to that spot first. They go inside. Jackson flips it up with the left. Will get it back. Pounds it inside. Foul there by Takeuchi. Boy, when Charles Jackson flexes his muscles inside, almost impossible to stop. Charles Jackson at the peak of his career right now. at 32 years old. Both teams are now in the penalty. Ira Brown back in. That's going to give them more firepower together with Furukawa shooting. Coach Isa has really handled his squad quite well, keeping every player fresh, and at the same time they continue to extend that lead, which is now at 13, could be 14. Jackson now has found his range. He's going to take a seat. Jordan Heath in for the final minute 41. Heath has been on the bench for quite a while. He comes in real fresh here. He can be very active on both ends, especially defensively, and block those shots. Bonds against the triple team. Goes wide. Not the best of shots from Kinoshita. He has yet to find his rhythm here. But he's been hobbled with 3 personal fouls. Hard to stay on the floor. Hard to really be able to contribute. Ogawa. Heath. Brown goes right back down. Ira for 3. What did that look like? It was money. Was just short. Apologizes to his squad, but again making the right play. Timeout will be called here. Still a 14-point lead enjoyed by the visiting Kyoto HANNARYZ. .6 seconds remaining here in the first half. And a solid outing so far here for Kyoto HANNARYZ. They won 71-64 yesterday, looking for back-to-back victories this weekend. In hostile territory, they got it done yesterday. Can they do it again here? Matt Bonds into the heart of the defense. Tries to find Takeuchi. He couldn't get the right grip on it. And he knew it. Heath, quick handoff. Here's Ogawa. Ogawa inside, flips it up and through. That was a 2-for-1. And they're going to get the ball back here. That's for certain. 8 points now in the contest for Ogawa. Parks kicks it back out. Open for 3. Parks. Bang. They needed that one. That's for certain. Parks now with 6 points. Final possession of the half. Angelo will bring it closer. That's too easy. Angelo has played smart all throughout. Not the prettiest and smoothest of operators, but he gets the job done. And right now, he has staked his squad to this 15-point lead at 54-39.
さあ、このお時間ではハーフタイムパフォーマンスをお届けします。さあ、本日パフォーマンスを披露してくれるのは大阪ベッサチアダンススクールビッツの皆さんです。本日は総勢100名を超えるビッツと BT が今日限りの特別コラボパフォーマンスを披露いたします。では私たちのパフォーマンスで会場の皆さんへ笑顔と元気を届けられますように、大阪ベッサの勝利を願って皆さん最後まで私たちと一緒に盛り上がっていきましょう。それでは3、2、1、GO! BTM Beats! 大阪ベッサチアダンススクールビッツと BT の皆さんでした。ありがとうございました。続いてこちらのコーナーに参りましょう。リソナ銀行プレゼンツハーフタイムアトラクションフリースロー対決。 さあこちらには上西レイちゃん、スパン水本健一さん、そしてリソニア、そしてハンニャリーにもご協力いただきます。よろしくお願いします。
お願いします。
さあそれでは早速参加していただく皆さんに登場していただきます。どうぞ。じゃあ皆さん拍手をお迎えください。
みんな頑張って。
さあ今やってまいりました。さあそしてね、こちら本日ですね、リソナバスケサークルの5名様と、未経験者の皆さん5名、そうリソナバスケサークル、チーム VS、未経験者チームによるフリースロー対決を行っていきます。でそちらが未経験者チームで、こちらが、バスケットサークルチームですね。
お願いします。
はい、さあそれではルールですが、各チーム両ゴールに分かれて交代しながらどんどんフリースローを打っていただき、制限時間90秒間で入った合計の多いチームが勝利となります。なおボールは本当に1チーム2投ずつしかないので、皆さんリバウンドも各自取っていただいて、どんどんボールを回していただければと思います。さあ勝利したチームの皆さんには選手サイン入りミニボールをプレゼントいたします。皆さん頑張ってください。
頑張ってくださいみんな。
さあそれでは早速両チームスタンバイをしていきましょう。
はい。じゃあ皆さん一番初めの方、じゃあ
皆さん応援よろしくお願いします。
これなんかボール2球しかないですからね。
そうです、皆さんも
これうまく回していただいて。はい、皆さん準備はよろしいでしょうか。90秒間ですよ。どんどんなっていきますよ。
さあ頑張って。
それではいきますよ。
行きましょう。もうちょっと前からでも
応援しましょう皆さん。
私のチームは未経験チームなので、
そうですね、
ちょっと前から打たせていただきます、ね。
こちらも経験者チームですから。
はい。
じゃあ OK。
OK です。
行きましょう。よーいスタート。
頑張れー。
90秒。
どんどん打ってよ、どんどん打ってよ。もうちょっと強めない。
頑張れー。
そう、もうちょっと強め。奥狙う感じで。そう奥狙う感じで。
フォームが綺麗ね、皆さん。
そう
見ましたね。
奥の方狙う感じでいける。オッケー。
お、綺麗な
そう、
ボール。
入り出したら
いけいけ。
いけるよ。
惜しい。
ほんまの玉入れみたいになってるよ。
ショット。
オッケー、いけるよいけるよ。
これ1分。
元気。
うわ、惜しい。
どんどん
さあ
まだ時間あるよ。
メモ
どんどん。
いいですよ。
よしよしよ
奥の方狙って。
し。
強めね。
すごいぞ。リアクションすごい。
いける。
あ、惜しい。
これがプロの高さだ。
フルカプロ。
意外に入んないもんだ。
あと残り30秒。
意外に入らない。プロってすごい。
残り30秒ですよ。
すごい。意外に入る。思ったより感じして。入りそうで入らへん。すごい難しい。すごい。
10、
一回入りましたら止まらん。
7、6、5、4、3、2、1、終了。
数えてない。俺が数えてないけど大丈夫。
じゃあちょっと皆さ
私数えて
ん中央に集まりましょうか。じゃあ皆さん中央にお集まりください。じゃあ結果をね発表したいと思います。では未経験者チームから
はい、
本数お願いいたします。
いきますよ。せーの、10本。
では我々経験者チームいきますよ。せーの、14。我々の勝利となりました。おめでとうございます。さあそして勝利したチームにはですね、選手サイン入りミニボールをプレゼントいたします。そしてですね、負けてしまったチームにはリソニアぬいぐるみをプレゼントいたします。皆さんお疲れ様でした。
はい。
それではここから皆さんと記念撮影を行っていきます。
はい、皆さんナイストライでした。ありがとうございます。
じゃあ水本さんとね、ハンニャリンと
はい。
レイちゃんとリソニアも入っていただいて、
オッケ
皆さん笑顔でお願いしますよ。準備 OK かな。それでは行きましょう。3、2、1、GO。
エベッサ
OK です。ありがとうございました。皆さん大きな拍手お願いします。
ー。ありがとうございました。
ということで以上リソナキックオフプレゼンツハーフタイムアトラクションフリースロー対決でした。水本さん、上西レイちゃん、そしてハンニャリン、リソニア、そして参加者の皆さんありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。帰ろう。
望を持って踏み出せる、そんな明日を叶えるリソナグループ。心たぎる瞬間とともに夢やエナジーを生み出す B リーグ。2つの思いが共鳴し、あらゆる人の未来にかつてない熱狂をプラスする。ジョイン・ザ・ホープ。リソナグループは B リーグのタイトルパートナーです。求められるインフラは時代で変わる。求められるインフラは地域で変わる。本当に必要なインフラを提供し続けたい。その道のりは険しく果てしない。それでも私たちは地域の未来へパスをつなぎたい。
それではここで B リーグのパートナー各社をご紹介いたします。 B リーグトップパートナーソフトバンク、 B リーグB リーグそれではここで B リーグのパートナー各社をご紹介いたします。 B リーグトップパートナーソフトバンク、 B リーグタイトルパートナーレソナグループ、 B リーグイノベーションパートナーインフロニアホールディングス、 B リーグパートナーズ日本生命、 TIS、 リライブ、 B リーグサポーティングカンパニーズモルケン、朝日新聞、日本経済新聞社、大塚製薬、野村工芸社、 EY ジャパン、エニタイムフィットネス、ストライク、スポーツデポ、ロックアイス、ふるさとチョイス、ゴルフ、日清食品、 DNA、 B リーグサプライヤー&STホールディングス、 B リーグコミュニケーションパートナーラインヤフー、 B リーグスポーツ振興&レベリーサポーティングパートナースポーツくじミナー、 B リーググロースパートナー電通。以上 B リーグのパートナー各社のご紹介でした。
さあ、それではここでクラブエベッサ会員に抽選で当たるホテル清流スイートルーム賞の発表です。オフィシャルスポンサーの東大阪石切温泉ホテル清流様よりスイートルームペア宿泊券をプレゼントいただいております。本日ご来場のクラブエベッサ会員に当選者がいます。本日の当選者は会員番号 OE0025-3000110 番の西原浩二さんです。ご当選おめでとうございます。さあ、この後場外2階サンプラブブースまでお越しください。
さあ、この時間はスポーツギフティングサービスエンゲージを使用したエンゲージギフティングタイム2回目を行いたいと思います。これまでスマートフォンから選手へ直接ギフトを送ることができます。こちら5000ポイント以上のギフティングで上位1名様には試合終了後のセレモニーで坂本聖華選手のツーショット撮影に参加することができます。さらに3000ポイント以上のギフティング上位5名様には坂本聖華選手の直筆サイン写真をクラブエベッサブースでプレゼントいたします。さあ、皆さん準備よろしいでしょうか。それでは行きましょう。スタート。カウントが始まります。皆さんどんどんギフティングの方よろしくお願いします。さあ、残り5秒。3、2、1、0。エンゲージギフティングタイムスタートです。さあ、ギフティングしていただくとね、皆さんお名前が出てきて選手が春日のに打ち上がっていきます。
Tremendous highlights here from both these squads, especially to begin that second period. Everybody hit anything. They just threw. There's Kinoshita there hitting. Maeda from deep. And then look at this. Trailing, secondary break. Furukawa drains a long one. And Charles Jackson going to work. That's where he makes his living. And at the same time, he knew his opposing number had 3 personal fouls. Look at this. Ogawa beating everybody to the punch. That was very poor defense. Now Parks will get it back. Drains a 3 here from that assist from Kinoshita. As you take a look at the numbers from the first 2 periods. Osaka shooting 52%. Shooting 61% at a much better clip was Kyoto HANNARYZ. And from deep, shooting slightly better, 42% as compared to 36%. That was the main difference. 7 turnovers by HANNARYZ, 9 here for Osaka EVESSA. All the other numbers just about equal, except for that 24-12. Those are the points in the paint, and that's why they had a much better shooting percentage. Talking about Kyoto. Scoring leaders for Osaka, 13 for Bonds, 6 apiece for Parks and Kinoshita, and 5 and 4 for Neesmith and Suzuki respectively. Foul trouble. Kinoshita with 3, Takahashi with 2, Takeuchi with 2, Goda with 2, and Neesmith also with 2. More numbers. This time the scoring leaders for Kyoto. 14 each for Jackson and Angelo. Ogawa would come up with 8. 7 for Maeda, and Furukawa coming off the bench would hit 2 big 3s for 6. No one really in foul trouble from their squad. Rashid with 2, Hall with 2, and they're there really just primarily for defense. So none of their key players with more than 1. We're all set for the third period. Once again, welcome back to the Okini Arena Maishima, our venue here this Sunday evening for B.LEAGUE action. We're going to take a break after this weekend. because it's going to be the international window. Late call, but that's a right call. We've had a lot of very late calls here from our referees. But nonetheless, they were good calls. Third personal foul going to be called on Ray Goda. Ray Goda picked up a foul just 5 seconds into this match. 2 free throws here for Charles Jackson. Their biggest lead was at 15. That's where it stands right now. Chance for Jackson to bring it to 16. He gets it to 16. So far in complete control of this ball game is Kyoto HANNARYZ. Again, if you're just joining us, Kyoto also won yesterday's affair, 71-64. Bonds facing a double team. Has to kick it back out. Parks, deep three. Couldn't bank that one through. Long rebound. Goes right back to Osaka. Goda finds Parks. To the wing. Extra pass. Takahashi not up to the task. Angelo with the board. Didn't seem like they knew what they wanted to do there in that instance. Talking about Maeda. Trying to get it inside Takeuchi. Almost lost control. Parks will just launch a three. And misfire. Another rebound there by Charles Jackson. Foul on Takeuchi. He knew it. Charles Jackson only with his 4th rebound. Usually it's close to double figures already. He does have 15 points, so he's been concentrating on scoring a little bit more here. Hall to the wing, Maeda. Can't kiss it off the glass. There's Jackson. As we said, likes to do a lot of his work on those glass on both ends. Jackson inside. That's going to be a foul on Parks. Is that going to be another late whistle? Looked like that was primarily all ball. And then he clipped the arm. Second personal foul on Ray. There are the 2 imports that are out. Volodymyr Herun on the right. Ryan Luther on the left. That's them once again. Yasunori Aoki is also there on the sidelines. Number 4 for them. So 3 of their key players. Active cheerleaders today. Split from the line makes the lead 17. Bonds and company have yet to score. Parks. That's a great move. Setting up for the floater and then suddenly went straight to the cup. He got clipped there. Angelo will be given that personal foul. No, Charles Jackson, they say. He's got 2. Two for 2 for Parks. First score for Osaka here in the second half. Hall gets it past the timeline. Angelo, that's a nice feed. Coming in late was Matt Bonds. And they say he clipped Charles Jackson on the arm. Let's see. Yes, he did. They're moving that basketball around so well. Bonds picks up his first. Only the second miss from the line here for Charles Jackson, but still tacks on a few more. 58-41. Look at this, Osaka already in the penalty here. Possession once again for Kyoto. Deep three, no. Takeuchi clears. They gotta get something going. Takahashi to the wing. Goda for three. Will overshoot. Parks able to get his team another possession. Goda still misfires. Third possession for the boys in black. That's a great move by Bonds. And he flips it through for two. 15 points now for the 30-year-old out of the United States. Angelo taking his time. Goes to Jackson. Nice flip. Maeta for three. A little bit too strong though. I think they're getting the shots that they want. These are open shots. Parks puts up a three. No. That's off the foot of Osaka. That was clearly on Goda. Furukawa's back in. That's more firepower. Not to say they really need the firepower. They're already up by 15. Maybe in almost complete control of this game. They trailed the last time at 8-5. When they took the lead at 2015, they've held it ever since. And this early foul trouble here for Osaka really not helping their cause. Heath takes his time and a charge is going to be called on Jordan. Nice stands put together here by Bonds and company. Clearly a charge. Under 6 minutes to be played here. Osaka looking for possession, looking to score on this end. That was wild. Kickball, they say on Hall. Takahashi will be lifted. In comes the veteran. Bonds with a handoff. Suzuki will look for space. Takeuchi left open for three. Well, they're going to give him that shot every single day of the week. And even twice on Sundays. He can hit that. Just not his best shot. Defense likes to take chances on percentages. Hall says he got fouled. Referees say play on. Looked like a wise no call. Inside Furukawa, perfect handoff. Heath with a slam. And the lead is back up to 17. There's another turnover. They go to Furukawa, extra pass. Angelo won't force the issue. Heath, 3, no. That looked like almost a wise decision there by Ogawa. Bonds will come up short. Furukawa gets to it. Angelo. They get it right back to him. That's great passing. Touch passing there from Ogawa and Angelo. And Angelo now with 16 points, and a timeout will have to be called by Osaka as they find themselves down by 19. Back to the action here at the Ukini Arena. Osaka can't seem to make a dent into this lead. And they almost came up with another turnover here. Hall will be fouled, will actually be called for a foul. Asking for a little push off there, and Parks, watch it here. That was clearly a foul, impeding the forward progress there of Parks. Kinoshita tries to set up Suzuki. Suzuki deep three. That could just get them going. They need some stops though, as they trail still by 16. Nice deep seal. And Suzuki says, I got the ball. Let's see if he was able to get some arm. Let's see if you can see that from another angle. This is a perfect angle. That looked like a lot of ball. But again, that's what's going to happen. They will really post up the much smaller guards in the league. All teams looking for mismatches, but Hall will misfire on that first free throw. That's not going to hurt them then. Deficit still at 16. They try to look inside. That's a great block. Jordan Heath didn't even have to jump. Angelo inside. Takes his time. Sets up Hall for 3. Well, Hall says, I got my points. Missed the 2 free throws. Glad with the 3. And the lead is back up to 19. Deep 3 from Kinoshita. Now if the guards can just start to hit their stride, they just might be able to make some headway and trying to get back into this ball game. Another late call. But again, it was the right call. There was contact up high. He's not happy with that foul, as it's his second, and now that puts his squad in the penalty as well. Kinoshita has found his rhythm. The thing is, they're not giving him any space now to shoot. Bonds goes up high. Neesmith for 2. And a foul to boot. Look at it once again. Little nudge in the end from Jordan Heath as he picks up his 3rd personal foul. And a timeout will now be called by Coach Tsutomo. Neesmith now on the line, looking to complete a 3-point play. Can he just jumpstart this offense? A 3-point play just might be the turning point here. Ira Brown's back. He's not really been able to contribute offensively, but again, he gives that stability on defense. Not to mention the fact that he spreads the floor. He can hit that 3. Just missed earlier. Zone defense being shown here. There's Brown. You can see that veteran leadership that he brings to the floor. No panic whatsoever. Just a little pump fake. Felt the contact and said, maybe I just might get the 3-point play. But Neesmith now picking up his 3rd. Brown makes the 1st. Two free throws. Leads back up to 15. Uematsu back. He had some moments of brilliance in the first 2 periods of play. He was on the floor. And here come the boys in white once again, already with that 15-point lead. Now with Furukawa on the floor. Ogawa's done so well orchestrating the offense. What a spin! He'll come up just short. Uematsu with the rebound. Kinoshita quickly down court. They got the stop. They go inside. Nesmith almost lost it and eventually does. Steal by Furukawa. That's not really his trademark. They'll go inside against a triple team. And a jump ball will be forced here. And possession arrow points towards Osaka. Actually a good find initially, but the moment you see 3 defenders there, you kick it back out. That is turnover number 11 for Kyoto. Suzuki, nice find, moving so well without the basketball. Kinoshita just couldn't hold on. Heath left wide open for this one. Why not? Again, battling is Maeda. And he's going to get his team another possession. They're just relentless off those offensive boards. Another 14 here to burn. Still, also with a pretty good 15-point lead. Ogawa! That just grazes the rim. And they get another possession. And a basket and one opportunity here. Just not stopping. Heath there with a save. Finds Maeda. And Maeda there puts it up for 2. Watch that sequence once again. Sheer determination. Just sticking with it. And a foul is going to be called on Takeuchi. That's got to hurt. And that's going to be the 4th personal foul on Joji. Well, they are short 1 international import. 1 world import. No Volodymyr Herun. No Ryan Luther. That's why they brought in Nesmith. Takeuchi clears. And if Takeuchi fouls out, they're going to be in real trouble. Final possession here. Already with a 17-point lead. And they got the stop. Now Osaka's going to need a stop here. Just to keep this deficit at 17. They bring in Angelo. Nesmith is back. He's got 3 personals. Not quite sure why you want to bring him in here. If he picks up a 4th, there's no way you can use him in the final period until the final 5 minutes. Furukawa to Angelo. They set up Furukawa. Boom! That would have been huge. They got the play they were looking for. And Furukawa says that should have gone down. But in the end, they still lead by 17. 69-52 heading into the 4th. Fourth quarter is upon us. Turnover to start out here for the visitors. They do have a 17-point lead. So Osaka needs to be able to make some headway, and headway quickly, if they want to be able to steal this one. They're trailing majority of this contest. Bonds inside, stops, and he'll overshoot. Ira Brown holding his ground there. Foul will be called. It will be called on Sakamoto. His second, first team foul. Well, Osaka has gotten into the penalty very early in all three periods with fouls like that. In fact, in the third period, they got into penalty with still 7:40 remaining. That's why this game has dragged on a little bit. Jumper, no. Brown trying to battle for it. That's going to be a jump ball, and they say possession arrow points, Osaka. So technically, they got the stop. Charles Jackson comes back in. He was very effective in the first two periods. So is Angelo. That has been their 1-2 punch here this evening. And they finally score in this possession here. After a minute gone in the fourth. Hayato Maki delivers. 4 points now for Hayato. The point right now is Watanabe. That's a very tall point guard at 6'2". Furukawa inside. Yes, the veteran delivers once again, this time inside the paint. That's not exactly his forte. But he now has a total of 8 points. To 54. Bonds tries his hand at a three and connects. Trying to chip away at that lead. Matt Bonds with 18 points. He and Ray Parks have really just carried the charge for his squad. Jackson waiting for the defense to react. Maeta, he got fouled. That foul's going to be at Hayato. That's going to be team foul number 2. They continue to hold this rally of Osaka at bay. Still a lot of time. But can they get their offense to start clicking? That has been the big question. Bonds will lose it. Nice tap from the back. Watanabe has held his own on both ends. Caluario, the pass was his fault. He knew it. Lead still at 16. That clearly would have brought it down. Possession now. Sakamoto. No look pass. That was picture perfect. Takahashi found this big inside. First 2 points for Joji here. But more importantly, it cuts the lead down to 14. Maeta. Maeta now inside with a layup. The defense forgot the man with the basketball. That's a quick reply. Sakamoto delivers on the other end. That's what they need to do. A quick strike whenever they are able to get an opportunity. 6.5 remaining. Charles once again up against Joji. Remember, Joji's got 4 fouls. The pass behind. And this is going to be a walk in the park for Sakamoto. And the lead's down to 12. This is the closest that they've been. Foul will be called here. Not exactly sure why you want to foul that far out. The momentum was already on your end. Starting to go your way. That's going to bring 13 fouls to already 3. Almost a steal. Bonds completes it. Nice trail. Neesmith with a slam. And the lead's down to 10. This is the rally that they have been waiting for. In double digits now. Neesmith the second. Maeta. He just escapes there. Five minutes, 25 seconds remaining in this one. Parks checking in. This is the closest they have been. And we're going back the other way. Kyoto asking for a flop. Let's see. Well, there was a little bit of contact. Maybe not that much. But remember, that's Jackson, a big individual, up against a small guard. Approaching the halfway mark. Bonds and company want to make this one count. A lot of time still in the shot clock. Parks with a jumper from 15 feet. Comes up short. 77-68 is our tally. Not in any rush. Jackson to the wing. 3 hit! Hall with his second 3 from that exact same spot. That's going to be a more comfortable margin. An assist for Charles Jackson.
29秒まだまだいけるね。さあ会場全体どっこいと今日は絶対勝とう。さあ勝ちに行くぜ。大阪エベッサでっかくね。大阪ボール。もっと出していこう。
Final stretch of this one. Welcome back to the Okini Arena Maishima, our venue here this Sunday evening. Parks for three, yes! What a time for Parks to find his range. Just when they're making their move. 11 points now for Ray Parks Jr. 81-71. Now they've picked it up defensively. Talking about the boys in black. Jackson tries to get to his spot. Uses the left a little bit too strong. Gets his own rebound. Gets blocked by Neesmith. Takeuchi waits for Parks. Parks tries to make his move. They're gonna say no shots, but there was clearly a foul. Jackson just stays with it, but he gets blocked by Neesmith there. Furukawa sent back in. Here comes the starting point guard, Takahashi. Slightly taller than Tatsuya Suzuki. Almost a steal by Parks. But Angelo will bring it down. Trying to protect his 9-point lead. Gonna swing that ball around and it ends up with Charles Jackson once again. Ogawa almost lost it. How did he get it up and through? Trying to go to the corner. Parks gets a hand on that one. Takeuchi back out on top. Sakamoto. Takahashi had to take that one. He pulled the string. You saw it. Under 3 minutes remaining here. Floater for Ogawa. Rims out. Hall's there. And they're going to use the entire 14 here. Jackson making his move. Up against a triple team. Traveling is the call. They need to make this count as we approach the final 2 minutes. 3 on the way, no. Jackson was able to get it. And then now, they're in the front court. Try to burn some clock here. Nice lead pass. And a foul is going to be called there on Suzuki. Check that, Takahashi. Takahashi's fourth. Little huddle there. Coach Fujita kind of hold on to another one of his timeouts. Drawing out a play here. Charles Jackson trying to give his squad a little bit more breathing space. (83-71). Time definitely a factor here. It's now a 13-point lead. And a timeout will have to be called here by Coach Fujita so they can advance the basketball after this break. Not the possession you want coming off a timeout. Oh my goodness. That might be the dagger. Especially if Jackson comes up with a big slam, which he did there. 86-71. 90 seconds remaining, and it's over. That three might have just kept them alive. That might have kept the door slightly ajar. Steal here. Parks still fighting. But time is not on their side. They need another steal here. Jackson taking his time. Open three, Furukawa. Yes! You cannot leave that man open, or else he'll hit the dagger. And the dagger's there through the heart. Watch it once again. Excellent ball rotation. And Furukawa up to the task as always. So Kyoto's going to get back-to-back victories here this weekend. And they're going to improve to 11-28. Still a far cry from being able to make it to the top of the table, but still, these are victories that you need to be able to build the foundation for success in the future. 47 seconds remaining. Bonds. They'd want to be able to score here. They go to the wing. Kinoshita. Well, they ran that play to perfection. The problem is, They're down by a bundle, and a foul's going to be called here on Takahashi. That might be his fifth.
大阪7番高橋選手、個人ファウル5つ目となりました。ファウルアウトとなります。
And there's confirmation. He's done for the night.
ファウルの5つになりました。
There was contact there on Angelo.
大阪60番坂本選手入ります。
And since they're in the penalty, 2 free throws here for Angelo Caluaro. Angelo looking to put the finishing touches on this one. One of the most effective imports that the B-League has seen. He'll do the dirty work. There's a nice tap from the back, but in the end it ends up with Bonds. And a 3-point play here for Matt. 25.9 seconds remaining in the contest. That's really just a consolation more than anything else.
バスケットカウントマンスロー、大阪にフリースローが1本与えられます。
They complete the 3-point play. A second difference between both clocks. And they're trying to force the turnover here. But it's a 1-ball game. Not even needing to shoot here. They'll take the final shot. Stopping and hitting there is Angelo. And that's ball game. That's your final score, 93-79. At one stage, Osaka even led this ball game at 8-5. That's early in the first period. But after building a 5-point lead at 20-15, Kyoto just never looked back. Osaka EVESSA will drop to 15-24 as Kyoto will improve to 11-28. As we take a look at the quarter scoring, well, don't go away because we're going to have interviews of our winning coach, Tsutomu Isa, and some of the stars here of the winning squad, Kyoto HANNARYZ. While that's happening, Hiroki Fujita and the rest of Osaka EVESSA will also talk to their fans here who have made their way to the Okini Arena Maishima. It's going to be very interesting to see what Coach Isa talks about, especially now that the squad is essentially out of it. Let's see what he talks about. We'll have interviews and then the highlights before we call it a night.
ケットをお見せできるように、全力で取り組みます。本当に
解説の本安です。今日の勝利おめでとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
今シーズン初のアウェイ連勝となりました。今の率直なお気持ちをお聞かせください。
はい、昨日連敗脱出して、今日も選手が集中力切らさずに、ファイトしてくれたおかげでいい、週末になったと思います。はい、
今シーズンなかなかですね得点のところで苦しいゲームが多かったと思うんですけども、本日2ポイント 60%、スリーポイントも 39%、アシスト30というオフェンスを構築することができました。このあたりいかがでしょうか。
そうですね、素晴らしい数字を聞けて今すごく嬉しいです。おっしゃるように得点が全然伸びてなくて、ディフェンスはエラーを繰り返しながら徐々に良くなっている感覚はあるんですけども、ちょっと得点のところがまだまだ正確に再現性がないので、このバイウィークで、オフェンスを中心にもうちょっとブラッシュアップできたらなと思います。
おそらくバイウィーク前にですね、連勝を届けることができたということで、ファンの方々もきっと喜んでいると思います。今日も京都から多くの方々が応援に駆けつけてますので、ぜひともファンの方々にメッセージをお願いできますでしょうか。
はい、いつも昨日も言いましたけども、今シーズンのこの戦績でも変わらずホーム、アウェー、画面の向こうでもしっかり応援していただいているので、それに一つでも勝利で、恩返しできるようにバイウィーク明けも頑張りますので、引き続き応援よろしくお願いいたします。ありがとうございます。
おめでとうございます。ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございます。豪華優勝の高橋大成選手でした。続いて本日行いました演芸とギフティングタイムで一番ギフティングで応援してくれた方をご紹介させていただきます。最もギフティングが多かった方は、ビッグレーブナナナさんです。今ボードに入っていただきました。得点として坂本聖華選手とツーショット撮影を行っていただきます。それでは坂本選手お願いします。ありがとうございます。ビッグレーブナナナさん、夏さんの応援ありがとうございました。本日の大阪ベッサ VS 京都ハンナリーズの試合、
解説の本安です。今日の勝利おめでとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
今シーズン初のアウェイ連勝となりました。今の率直なお気持ちをお聞かせください。
はい、本当にすごく嬉しい試合になりました。昨日のその反省っていうのを生かして、チーム全員で本当に勝ててよかったなと思います。
今日はですね、もう前田選手の攻撃の多彩さを非常に感じるシーンが多くてですね、もちろん得意のスリーポイントもあるとは思うんですけども、ドライブからの得点、フェイクからのプルアップなどですね、非常にオフェンスのバリエーションが増えているように感じましたが、このあたりご自身でいかがでしょうか。
はい、そうですね、このオフシーズンから本当シーズン中もずっと継続してそこのところはワークアウトしてて、自分の武器を生かすためにもそういうバリエーションというのを意識しているので、少しずつ試合で出てくるようになっていいのかな、いい形にできているなと思います。
これからバイウィークに入りますので、さらにそのあたりが磨きがかかるのではないかと思いますが、きっと前田選手の今まで以上の活躍を楽しみにしている、京都のファンの方々にメッセージをお願いします。
はい、本当になかなか怪我人が出て全員揃わないんですけど、バイウィークでしっかり全員揃って、練習積んで、またバイウィーク明けに強い京都っていうのを見せれるように、今日のようなゲームをスタンダードにできるようにまた頑張っていきたいと思います。引き続き応援よろしくお願いします。
おめでとうございます。ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。
We're taking a look at some of the highlights here from the match that just finished. Back-to-back victories here for Kyoto HANNARYZ at the Okini Arena, Maishima. And we'll go through the comments of head coach Tsutomu Issa. Well, he said, yesterday we snapped our losing streak, and I'm glad the players maintained their focus today as well. Our defense is slowly improving, but we lack scoring power. We want to use the bye week to really build up on our offense. And he asked the fans to please continue supporting them. Well, we talked about the bye week. Actually, it'll be 2 weeks off for the entire world of basketball as far as the leagues are concerned, because the focus is going to be on the international window for the FIBA Asia Cup qualifying for the World Cup. So the B.LEAGUE will take a break, the PBA will take a break, KBL will take a break. After the first period, Kyoto was in the lead, 20-16. And they increased that lead in the second period as they led at the half, 54-39. Third period, still technically belonged here to Kyoto HANNARYZ. They increased their lead even further. They were up by 15 at the half. They ended 3 periods up by 17. The fourth quarter was actually the only quarter that Osaka won, but they were just too far behind, being down by 17. Let's take a look at the comments here of Satoru Maeda. He talked about the fact that he said, I'm glad we were able to play well and we learned from yesterday's mistakes. And we won yesterday and we also won today. I'm happy we could turn our practice results into points. But the injuries have kept piling up, making it tough to field the full team. But again, our squad will continue to work hard and show everybody that we will play strong and even stronger in the days to come. In the fourth period, that is where they try to make their move. There was a steal here from Bonds. Easy steal there from Neesmith II. But great moves by Maeda and company just kept Osaka at bay. Bonds puts up a 3, hits. He has really found his range, especially here in the past few games. Big 3 from Hall. He would hit 2 threes from there. Parks would hit from deep as well. Parks had a very good scoring night. But in the end, just better play from Charles Jackson, Angelo, Caluario, and the rest of the squad. Furukawa hits that one, and that would be it. That would seal the deal. Kinoshita with a late 3. But the lead was just too big to overhaul, as Kyoto HANNARYZ picks up 2 victories here this weekend. As we look at the numbers from 2-point distance, both squads shooting at 60%. And you look at the 3-point shooting as well, not that big of a difference. 39% as compared to 34%. Those 7 more free throws for Kyoto HANNARYZ was big. And that was because every single quarter, Osaka got into the penalty and got into the penalty very early. In fact, in the third period, with still 7:40 remaining, already they were in foul trouble. 44-34, a big number there. Those are the points in the paint. Everything else, just about even. As we look at even more numbers off the screen, in terms of rebounding, that was big for Kyoto. They had 40 boards as compared to just 25 for Osaka EVESSA. In terms of assists, 30 assists for Kyoto and only 23 for EVESSA. Scoring leaders, Bonds with 24, 13 for Parks, and 12 for Kinoshita. For the winning squad, Jackson would finish with 22, helped out by Angelo's 20. And Maeta, that's why he was interviewed, one of the key players in this victory, would also finish in double digits with 15. Let's now take a look at the rebounding leaders and assist leaders for the respective squads. For Osaka, 6 boards. For Parks, 6 boards as well for Charles Jackson. In terms of dimes, 7 assists for Bonds, 6 assists for Angelo. So you can see there the imports showing the way primarily, except for Satoru Maeta, who came up big for his squad. Key player matchup, Kinoshita would actually finish in double digits. He hardly had a dent in the first 2 periods, but came up with 12 overall. Hall with 6 points, but those are 2 big threes in the second half, and the last one was when Osaka was making their charge. And that's going to do it here for our coverage. We'd like to thank all of you for joining us here for B.LEAGUE action. Till next time, take care. Have a great Sunday evening ahead, everybody. God bless.